Hi, Brian Richards here, wanting to wish you a happy Reading Motivation Month. That's right, March is going to be here before we know it. So I thought I'd share something with you that you would really enjoy, which is a fun, simple magic trick you can do with your students that will be about reading. 3 books where they pick one and you predict what they are going to do. It's really an amazing trick. Simple, you can put it together easily, and well, let's not waste any more time. I got to set it all up, but I'll teach you how to do. Pick a book, any book. 2 hours later, and now, pick a book, any book. This is a wonderful way if you have 3 different books that you have lesson plans for, and you let the children, or the students, in this case, pick the book they want, and somehow you knew they were going to pick it. It's really a fun thing to do with the kids. They get very intrigued, and it gets them all ready for the lesson that you have planned. I'm going to show you how I perform it, and then I'll explain how you can put it together. First off, you display a box, and you say, inside this box I have a couple things. First thing I have is the magic token. Also inside here, I have 3 cards, and 3 of these cards, these 3 cards have different books on them. For example, we have Sherlock Holmes. We have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And finally, we have The Cat in the Hat. 3 different books, but you guys are going to decide which book we talk about today. So, I have this little token here. What I want you to do is I want you to take the token and you're going to put it on one of the cards, or one of the books. And whichever one you put it on, that will be the book we'll discuss today. It's your choice. So at this point, you're going to select one student to come up and make the decision. So let's suppose they take the coin and they put it on top of the Sherlock Holmes. You tell them if they want, they can change their mind. You wait and see what they decide. If they change their mind, they're going to move the token to a different book. But let's say they like Sherlock Holmes. They say, nope, I want Sherlock Holmes. You say, are you sure? And they say, yes. I knew you were going to pick Sherlock Holmes. And they say, how did you know? I said, well, look at that token and look what's written on the back. And when they take the token and they turn it, they show that written on the back is Sherlock Holmes. That's number 1 if they pick Sherlock Holmes. Now let's say we do it and someone decides, I think I'm going to go with Harry Potter. Again, you give them the choice. Are you sure you want Harry Potter, or do you want to switch to one of the other books? They say, no, I want Harry Potter. You say, well, I knew you were going to pick Harry Potter. I knew you wouldn't pick Cat in the Hat, and I knew you wouldn't pick Sherlock Holmes. I knew you'd pick Harry Potter. They say, well, again, how do you know that I know? I said, well, if you would have picked The Cat in the Hat, you could have picked Sherlock Holmes, but you picked Harry Potter. And I told you before, I knew it. Now we're down to the last choice. Let's suppose they decide to pick The Cat in the Hat. You say once again, are you sure? You can change your mind. They say, no, I want The Cat in the Hat. You display the box that the cards came out of and said, inside this box is a note. I want you to pull it out. They pull the note out, and when they open it, they find this note. How about that? You picked The Cat in the Hat. Now, it's fairly obvious how this works. You put the note in before, and you pick up the 3 cards. And the Harry Potter one with the little tail here, you have to fold that up in the back of the card. Let me show it to you here. You just, an accordion pleat it, just like that. And I have a coin taped onto it. Because the coin is taped onto it, that helps it when you let go, flip out, just like that. So that is there. That one I put in the middle, so they'll hold it. I can hold it there. And then I show the last one, which is Sherlock Holmes. You can have these cards already out of the box if you want, or you can have them in the box and pull them out. It's really up to you if you feel comfortable. You want to be sure that that pleated paper doesn't come out too early or it'll destroy the illusion. And the coin is just, I used some sticky tape and printed the name of the book. Obviously you have that so that that's not showing, that's on the back. Now I'm putting this against a board like this so that you can see it. It's easier for you to see me do this if it's vertical, but you can do it on a table and they can just lay the coin on the table. In fact, I encourage that because you don't want them playing with the coin much and looking at the back. You just want them to take the coin and drop it on a coin, or a card, excuse me. So then you show the first one, or excuse me, it should be Harry Potter in the middle. You say the Cat in the Hat, you display it, put it there. Then you say a Harry Potter. Now this time you grab it from the bottom. Let me turn this so you can see it. I hold it like this so that I grab that piece of paper. And then I place that down on the table, or in this case against the board. And last but not least, I show Sherlock Holmes and place it right there. Now we come to the point where they pick whichever one, and then you reveal. You have to remember which one is Sherlock Holmes. The coin is Sherlock Holmes. The paper behind the card is Harry Potter. And finally, the note in the box is the Cat in the Hat. So whichever one they pick, you reveal the right solution. The cool thing about this is each of those solutions are unique so that none of the other cards could have been the ones picked. But what they don't realize is that you have 3 outs. So you're always right, whichever one they pick. Another note, make sure that you have a lesson plan for each of these books, because they could pick any one, and you promised that we would talk about the book that they pick. So be prepared. You're going to have 3 lesson plans planned. And finally, just a little bit about making these things. I basically, if you go into any dollar store, you can find large playing cards. I buy these all the time because I do lots of effects where I use big cards and then I have pictures on it. These are just simply printed off the internet. I get a picture of each book and then I just stick them onto the card. That's the preparation for those. Really simple. And of course the cards will come with a big box, so I use that box. Then simply take a large piece of paper and print out the Cat in the Hat message. The bigger the better because it'll stick in that box. It won't come out. So I use a whole sheet of paper and then fold it into quarters. And then I have the, how about that? You pick the Cat in the Hat. And last but not least is the token. The token, I think I already mentioned this. It's just a tape, a Dino printer is what I use. And then I just tape the name on it. And finally, the Harry Potter. I've already touched on this too. I simply tape it to the back of the card. This piece of paper is taped to the back of the card in an accordion pleated fashion. And then you just lift it up, doop, 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 like that, and hold it in place. When you reveal it, you say, you can hold it like this and say, I knew you would pick Harry Potter. And you know how I know? Because I knew it. It's really kind of a fun way to reveal your selection. So that is pick a book, any book. I think you'll have a lot of fun in your classroom using that. And it's very simple to put together, and it's a lot of fun. Also, another note, if you don't want to use a coin like this, because there is the chance that the student could turn it around and see the prediction on the back, you could also use just a piece of paper or something and write Sherlock Holmes on the paper and then fold it up and say you're going to put the paper on one of these. Then you don't have to worry about them being revealed. But really, most of the time, the kids just take it and they put it on one of the cards. Like I said, I normally do this with the cards flat on a table, so it's basically them picking it up and dropping it. They don't even think to turn it over. So that's another option. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Try it. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I know the kids will appreciate it. Oh, and another tip, if I call it that. Obviously, you can only do this once. If you do it again, they're going to know how the trick works. So only one time for each class can you do this, because there's a different outcome on each of them, and they're going to catch on. They're not so, they're pretty smart. So anyway, I hope you have fun. Try it. Let me know how it goes. My email's at the end of this. Feel free to drop me a line if you enjoyed it. I may make a few more.